How to think like a leader. Being lifted, not pulled, to success. We often envision success as a lonely climb, a relentless pull upwards fueled by individual ambition. But the reality is far different. True, sustained success, the kind that elevates you to the highest levels, isn't achieved through individual effort alone. It's born from the collective strength, support, and cooperation of those around you. You are not pulled to high levels of success. Rather, you are lifted there by those working beside and below you. This is where leadership comes in. Leadership isn't about commanding and controlling, it's about inspiring and empowering. It's about getting people to do things they wouldn't otherwise do, not through coercion, but through genuine belief and shared purpose. The principles we've explored to this point are invaluable tools in honing your leadership capabilities. Now, we'll focus on 4 specific rules that will help you cultivate the kind of leadership that inspires action and ultimately lifts you to success. 1. Trade minds with the people you want to influence. This is about empathy, the cornerstone of effective leadership. Understanding the perspectives, motivations, and concerns of your team members is crucial. Before making a decision, ask yourself, how will this impact them? What are their potential reservations? By stepping into their shoes and seeing the situation through their eyes, you can craft solutions and communications that resonate with them, fostering collaboration and buy-in. This isn't just about being nice, it's about being strategically intelligent. 2. Think. What is the human way to handle this? In today's increasingly automated world, it's easy to fall into the trap of prioritizing efficiency over people. However, true leadership understands that people are not cogs in a machine. Consider the human element in every decision. Are you treating people with respect? Are you recognizing their contributions? Are you fostering a sense of belonging and purpose? By prioritizing humanity, you create a positive and supportive environment that encourages loyalty, creativity, and peak performance. 3. Think progress. Believe in progress, push for progress. Leaders are visionaries. They don't just accept the status quo. They actively seek ways to improve, innovate, and evolve. This requires an unwavering belief in the power of progress and a proactive approach to driving change. Communicate this vision to your team, inspire them with your enthusiasm, and empower them to contribute to the journey. Encourage experimentation, celebrate small wins, and learn from failures. A culture of continuous improvement fuels momentum and ultimately leads to greater success. 4. Take time out to confer with yourself and develop your supreme thinking power. Leadership demands clarity of thought, sound judgment, and the ability to make difficult decisions. In the constant whirlwind of daily tasks, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. Carve out dedicated time for reflection and strategic thinking. Disconnect from the noise, analyze your performance, and identify areas for improvement. Use this time to sharpen your skills, explore new ideas, and reaffirm your commitment to your goals. By nurturing your own mental well-being and clarity, you become a more effective and inspiring leader. These 4 principles are not just abstract ideals, they are practical tools that you can implement daily. They require conscious effort and consistent practice. The ability to lead effectively, to truly inspire and empower those around you, is not a natural gift. It's a skill that you cultivate, refine, and hone over time. By embracing these principles and putting them into action, you'll not only achieve greater success, but you'll also inspire others to reach their full potential, creating a powerful ripple effect that lifts everyone higher. Leadership rule number 1. Trade minds with the people you want to influence. True leadership isn't about dictating, it's about inspiring action. And the most effective way to inspire action is to understand, truly understand, the perspectives of those you wish to influence. This fundamental principle, often overlooked, is simple yet powerful. Trade minds with the people you want to influence. Think about it. How can you expect to connect with your team, your customers, or even your friends if you're operating from a completely different worldview? By stepping into their shoes, understanding their motivations, and seeing things through their eyes, you unlock the key to effective communication, genuine connection, and ultimately, successful influence. The cost of a closed mind. 2 case studies. Let's examine 2 real-world scenarios highlighting the pitfalls of neglecting this crucial leadership skill. Case 1. The children's shoe commercial flop. Ted, a talented television copywriter, was tasked with creating commercials for a children's shoe manufacturer. Despite his efforts and the agency's investment, the campaign failed to increase sales. Research revealed that only 4% of viewers, those with similar backgrounds and tastes as Ted, enjoyed the commercials. The remaining 96% found them unappealing and disconnected. The problem? Ted designed the commercials based on his own preferences, not on the desires and interests of the target audience. He thought about how he would buy shoes, not how the average parent or child would be persuaded. Had he asked himself, what kind of commercial would make a parent want to buy these shoes? Or what would make a child tell their parents they want these shoes? The outcome could have been vastly different. Case 2. Joan's retail failure. Joan, a bright and ambitious young woman, joined a department store as an assistant buyer. Despite her qualifications, she lasted only 8 months. Why? Because Joan consistently bought merchandise that she liked, not what the store's customers wanted. Her buyer explained, Joan was forever buying merchandise that she liked, but most of our customers didn't. Joan just couldn't see clothing through the eyes of low to middle income people. So the merchandise she bought just wasn't suitable. Joan's well-intentioned efforts were undermined by her inability to connect with the target demographic. She failed to trade minds with her customers, leading to a disconnect between what was offered and what was desired. The power of perspective. Examples in action. These examples underline the importance of empathetic leadership. Consider these additional scenarios. A top salesperson spends significant time anticipating how potential clients will react to their pitch, tailoring their approach to resonate with individual needs and concerns. Effective supervisor. A good supervisor crafts instructions that are clear, concise, and well received by considering the perspectives and understanding levels of their employees. Persuasive credit executive. A young credit executive revolutionized collection efforts by writing letters that they would respond to as a customer with an overdue bill, leading to record-high collections. Winning politician. A successful political candidate connects with voters by speaking their language, addressing their concerns, and demonstrating genuine understanding of their lives. How to trade minds effectively. The question then becomes, how can you develop this crucial ability to trade minds? Here are a few practical tips. Ask questions and listen actively. Don't just hear what people say. Truly listen and seek to understand their underlying motivations and concerns. Emphasize empathy. Try to see the world from their point of view, even if you don't agree with their perspective. Research and observation. Learn about the backgrounds, experiences, and challenges of the people you're trying to influence. Seek feedback. Actively solicit feedback on your ideas and communication style to ensure they resonate with your target audience. The bottom line. Leadership isn't about imposing your will. It's about inspiring others to embrace a shared vision. By consciously trading minds with those you seek to influence, you gain invaluable insights that allow you to connect on a deeper level, communicate more effectively, and ultimately, achieve greater success. Remember to continually ask yourself, what would I think of this if I exchanged places with the other person? This simple question can pave the way to more successful action, stronger relationships, and truly impactful leadership. By thinking with their interests in mind, you'll naturally find yourself in a position to better meet their needs, and in turn, achieve your goals. The power of trading minds. A guide to enhanced communication and understanding. In a world increasingly defined by complex interactions, the ability to understand and connect with others is paramount. One powerful technique to cultivate this skill is the practice of trading minds, consciously stepping into another person's shoes to understand their perspective and tailor your approach accordingly. This simple, yet profound, exercise can revolutionize your communication, increase your influence, and strengthen your relationships across various aspects of life. Here are some practical scenarios and guiding questions to help you put the trading minds principle to work. Situations and key questions for practicing trading minds. 1. Giving work instructions. Before outlining a task, ask yourself, looking at this from the viewpoint of someone who is new to this, have I made myself clear? Have I avoided jargon? Have I broken down the task into manageable steps? 2. Writing an advertisement. Crafting a compelling ad requires understanding your target audience. Consider, if I were a typical prospective buyer, How would I react to this ad? Would it capture my attention? Would it address my needs and concerns effectively? Is the call to action clear and persuasive? 3. Telephone manners. First impressions matter, even over the phone. Reflect on, if I were the other person, what would I think of my telephone voice and manners? Am I polite, clear, and attentive? Do I listen actively and avoid interrupting? 4. Gift giving. The thoughtfulness behind a gift speaks volumes. Focus on the recipient's preferences, not your own. Is this gift something I would like, or is it something he or she will genuinely like and appreciate? Does it align with their interests, hobbies, or needs? 5. Giving orders. Leadership is about influence, not just authority. Before demanding compliance, ask yourself, would I like to carry out orders if they were given to me the way I give them to others? Am I respectful, clear about the purpose, and open to feedback? 6. Child discipline. Effective discipline requires empathy and understanding of a child's developmental stage. If I were the child, considering his age, experience, and emotions, how would I react to this discipline? Is it fair, consistent, and communicated with love and understanding? 7. My appearance. While individuality is important, consider the context and your audience. What would I think of my superior if he or she were dressed like me? Does my appearance project professionalism, approachability, and respect for the situation? 8. Preparing a speech. A successful speech resonates with the audience. Considering the background and interests of the audience, what would I think of this remark? Is my content relevant, engaging, and delivered in a way that is easy to understand? 9. Entertainment. Being a gracious host means catering to your guests' enjoyment. Consider, if I were my guests, what kinds of food, music, and entertainment would I like best? Have I considered their preferences and dietary restrictions? Applying the Trading Minds principle. The core principle is simple. Consider the other person's situation. Put yourself in their shoes. Remember that their interests, income, intelligence, and background may differ considerably from yours. Now, ask yourself, if I were in their situation, how would I react to this? Whatever it is you want them to do or understand. Then, take the action that would move you if you were the other person. Benefits of Trading Minds. Improved communication. You'll be better able to tailor your message to resonate with the recipient, making your communication more effective and persuasive. Stronger relationships. By demonstrating empathy and understanding, you build trust and rapport, leading to more meaningful connections. Increased influence. Understanding another person's perspective allows you to frame your requests and arguments in a way that is more likely to be well received. Reduced conflict. By anticipating potential misunderstandings and addressing them proactively, you can prevent conflicts from escalating. Practicing Trading Minds is about cultivating empathy and developing a deeper understanding of human nature. It's a powerful tool that can transform your relationships, improve your communication skills, and enhance your overall effectiveness in all areas of life. So start practicing today. Leadership rule number 2. Think. What is the human way to handle this? In the complex world of leadership, diverse approaches exist. Some leaders adopt a dictatorial style, making decisions unilaterally and disregarding the input of their team. Others operate by the book, rigidly adhering to rules and policies without considering the human element. However, the most effective leaders understand and embrace a third approach, being human. The dictatorial leader, driven by ego and fear of being proven wrong, creates an environment of unrest and resentment. Employees may feign loyalty, but eventually, the best will leave, and those remaining will plot against the tyrant, ultimately hindering organizational success. The rulebook operator, while seemingly efficient, treats people like machines, failing to recognize that every rule is merely a guideline. This impersonal approach stifles motivation and prevents employees from reaching their full potential. In contrast, leaders who prioritize the human element foster loyalty, collaboration, and high performance. Consider the example of John, an executive in the engineering development section of a large aluminum manufacturer. John consistently demonstrated respect and genuine care for his team. He went out of his way to help a new employee find housing, organized office birthday parties, and ensured employees could observe their religious holidays. He remembered illnesses and acknowledged individual accomplishments, creating a supportive and inclusive environment. Perhaps the most telling example of John's "be human" philosophy was how he handled a dismissal. Instead of simply firing an employee who was a poor fit, John worked with him to identify his strengths and interests, connected him with a vocational guidance consultant, and even helped him find a new job at a company where his skills were better suited. John's reasoning was simple. Whoever is under a man's power is under his protection, too. He believed in taking responsibility for the well-being of his employees, even when difficult decisions needed to be made. By helping the employee relocate, John fostered a sense of job security and loyalty within his entire team, demonstrating that he valued their well-being. Another example of the "be human" approach is Bob W., a self-made millionaire who built a successful furniture manufacturing plant. Despite his wealth, Bob remained grounded and focused on helping others. He understood the importance of treating people with respect, especially during difficult conversations. Bob's formula for constructive criticism involved 4 simple steps. Talk to them privately. Praise them for what they are doing well. Point out one area for improvement and help them find a solution. Praise them again on their good points. This approach ensured that employees felt valued and supported, even when receiving feedback. Bob's commitment to his employees was further exemplified when one of his production men came to work drunk and caused a disturbance. Instead of immediately firing him, Bob took him home, reassured his frantic wife, and spoke to the employee's co-workers, asking them to support him. The employee returned to work the next day and never had another drinking problem. Years later, that same employee became a staunch advocate for Bob during union negotiations, demonstrating the power of human-centered leadership. The power of human-centered leadership. Leaders like John and Bob understand that treating people with respect, empathy, and compassion is not just the right thing to do, it's also good for business. By fostering a supportive and inclusive environment, they cultivate loyalty, motivation, and high performance. So, the next time you face a leadership challenge, remember leadership rule number 2. Think, what is the human way to handle this? By prioritizing the human element, you can build a team that is not only productive but also loyal, engaged, and committed to your shared success. Leadership rule number 3. Think progress. Progress is the key to success in any field. Those who stand for progress and push for it are the ones who get promoted and recognized as leaders. The world needs more progressives, people who believe in improvement and high standards, and who are willing to work hard to achieve them. In this article, we will explore the importance of progressive thinking and how to cultivate it in your personal and professional life. Do you think progressively? The first step to becoming a progressive thinker is to adopt a "how can we do it better" attitude towards your work. This means constantly looking for ways to improve the quantity and quality of your output, and encouraging those around you to do the same. Praising your company, the people in it, and the products it sells at every opportunity is another way to demonstrate your commitment to progress. Personal standards are also an important aspect of progressive thinking. By setting high standards for yourself and striving to meet them, you not only become a more valuable employee, but also set a positive example for your subordinates and associates. Asking yourself if you are setting an excellent example for others is a good way to gauge your progress. Thinking progressively towards your family. Progressive thinking is not just limited to your professional life. It is also important to apply it to your family. Are you following a plan to improve your family's standard of living? Are you providing them with an ample variety of stimulating activities outside the home? Are you setting an example of a supporter of progress for your children? These are all important questions to ask yourself if you want to be a progressive thinker. Thinking progressively towards yourself. Progressive thinking also applies to your personal growth and development. Are you becoming a more valuable person today than you were 3 or 6 months ago? Are you following an organized self-improvement program to increase your value to others? Setting forward-looking goals for at least 5 years in the future is another way to demonstrate your commitment to progress. Thinking progressively towards your community. Finally, progressive thinking means being a booster in every organization or group to which you belong. Are you doing anything to improve your community? Are you boosting worthwhile community projects rather than objecting, criticizing, or complaining? Taking the lead in bringing about some worthwhile improvement in your community is the ultimate demonstration of progressive thinking. Leadership rule number 4. Take time out to confer with yourself and tap your supreme thinking power. While leadership requires being in the thick of things, it is also important to spend time alone, away from the distractions of life. Great religious and political leaders have gained insight through solitude, and you can too. By taking time out to confer with yourself and tap your supreme thinking power, you can gain clarity and focus, and make better decisions. Progressive thinking is the key to success in any field. By adopting a "how can we do it better" attitude, setting high standards, and constantly striving to improve, you can become a valuable employee, a positive example for others, and a booster for your community. And by taking time out to confer with yourself and tap your supreme thinking power, you can become a great leader. Summary: unleash your leadership potential. 4 principles for thinking big. In today's dynamic world, effective leadership isn't about commanding. It's about inspiring, connecting, and driving progress. The ability to think big, even when faced with challenges, is the key to unlocking your leadership potential and guiding your team towards success. Here are 4 core principles to help you cultivate a think big mindset and become a more impactful leader. 1. Empathy is your superpower. See through their eyes. Truly effective leadership hinges on understanding the perspectives of those you lead. Before making a decision, ask yourself, what would I think of this if I were in their shoes? This simple act of empathy allows you to anticipate concerns, address potential roadblocks, and ultimately gain buy-in. When you demonstrate that you genuinely value their thoughts and feelings, you foster a culture of collaboration and trust, making it far easier to influence and guide others towards common goals. 2. Lead with humanity. The Be Human rule. In a world increasingly driven by technology, the importance of human connection cannot be overstated. Practice the Be Human rule in all your interactions. Ask yourself, what is the most human way to handle this situation? Treat everyone with respect, kindness, and understanding. Remember that even in the most demanding environments, a little empathy and compassion can go a long way. By consistently putting people first and treating them as you would like to be treated, you'll earn their loyalty and respect, paving the way for stronger relationships and greater success. 3. Embrace continuous improvement, the pursuit of progress. Successful leaders are never complacent. They constantly strive for improvement, both in themselves and in their teams. Think progress, believe in progress, and actively push for progress in everything you do. Set high standards and encourage your team to do the same. Remember that your subordinates will often mirror your own attitudes and behaviors. So, be sure to present a master copy worth duplicating, one that embodies a commitment to excellence, innovation, and continuous growth. Make it a personal mantra. At home, at work, in community life. If it's progress, I'm for it. 4. Cultivate solitude. Tap into your inner think tank. In the whirlwind of daily responsibilities, it's crucial to carve out time for reflection and strategic thinking. Managed solitude, even just a few minutes each day, allows you to tap into your inner wisdom and unlock your creative potential. Use this time to brainstorm solutions to challenges, evaluate your progress, and envision the future. By consciously connecting with yourself, you can gain clarity, perspective, and a renewed sense of purpose, enabling you to lead with greater confidence and effectiveness. Staying big when the going gets tough. Thinking big is easy when things are going well. But what happens when you face adversity, criticism, or feelings of inadequacy? Here's how to maintain a think big mindset in life's most challenging situations. When little people try to drive you down, refuse to engage in petty battles. Expect criticism as a sign of growth, and remember that negativity often stems from insecurity. Think big enough to be immune to such attacks. When I haven't got what it takes feelings creep up, counter self-doubt by focusing on your strengths, looking the part, and remembering that everyone else is just human. Think big enough to see your true potential. When an argument seems inevitable, ask yourself if the issue is truly worth fighting over. Remember that arguments rarely lead to positive outcomes. Think big enough to prioritize peace and progress. When you feel defeated, see setbacks as learning opportunities. Experiment with new approaches and never give up. Think big enough to realize that defeat is a state of mind. When romance starts to slip, focus on your partner's best qualities, prioritize their happiness, and make an effort to show your love. Think big enough to find the secret to lasting joy. When you feel your progress slowing down, constantly strive for improvement and believe that you can always do better. Think big enough to prioritize service, knowing that success will follow. Conclusion: thinking big isn't just a feel-good slogan. It's a powerful tool that can transform your leadership style and help you achieve remarkable results. By embracing these 4 principles and maintaining a positive perspective in the face of challenges, you can unlock your leadership potential, inspire others, and create a lasting impact on the world around you. As Publilius Cyrus wisely stated, "A wise man will be master of his mind, a fool will be its slave." Choose to be wise, choose to think big, and choose to lead with purpose and conviction. End of chapter 8 and end of How Women Become Rich.